I used to feel that ये और लोगों के साथ नहीं खेलता, he feels not that ways, but he's not playing with others, he feels sad and all that. My husband used to say, it's you who are feeling. He is happy.
He's the happiest person.
He's the happiest.
Absolutely.
He's very happy. What should
Rather than we are worrying about Urmila's future, he is happy.
Exactly. And that is what Abhiran he always tells me is that he should be he has to be happy. If he is happy, we are happy. Let him be at peace with himself. It's okay if he doesn't have friends. It's fine.
I know. I remember telling him, no, Kabir, don't do this. Do one day actually while dropping him to school, he's telling me, मुझसे हो जाता है, मैं क्या करूँ? So I was like, I think I'm pressurizing him a lot कि कभी स्कूल में behave करना, बस में don't take out your clothes and throw. So I felt that I'm pressurizing him. So he's telling me कि मुझसे हो जाता है, he actually told me मैं बहुत try करता हूँ पर मुझसे हो जाता है. So I was like, I think I'm pressurizing him a lot. Just let him be himself and whatever he wants to do. So but the moment he gets down from the bus, everyone starts कि इसने ये किया, वो किया, ऐसे किया, वैसे किया. I just nod my head and I just come back. I was like, okay.
What's that more the dreams?
So the sadness that you feel, like these are all the stages that each one of us probably have gone through. You feel depressed, more the dreams is, I believe every parent has right when you have the child in your womb, you have some dreams for your child. You have dreams regarding the kind of parent you want to be, right? So once the diagnosis comes, you, like someone says, even shadi ho gayi, even that's like only the dream that you've seen for your child. So by what I really want to bring out here is the kids that we give birth to, okay, they are our kids, but then we can't dream for them, they let them decide their own dreams. Let them decide. I mean, I had read a poem by Khalil Gibran where he said that they are your children, okay, but they are like life's longing for itself, okay, dream for them, okay, sorry, think for them, think for yourself, but don't think for your own child. Let him think for himself, let him decide what he wants to be. So the next slide, I think I've explained it over there. Okay, no, not here, ahead. Yeah, so am I clear, Suman?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so the next is anger. You are angry about the whole world. You are probably sometimes, some parents tell me that they even get angry when they look at the typical children playing in the park. Why?
I swear.
Discussing, I think I must have told you, they were carrying a red cap and then discussing a blue. By the time first looking at the sweet, I said, no sweetie, this is not blue, it is red. I said, what are they? क्या बात कर रहे हैं जबरदस्ती का? Viren said, you should not snap at them, they are regular kids. They do this only, they chat the whole day. Matlab, it is a red cap, but you don't need to snap. And sometimes we are so frustrated with these kids because when she goes down, I really want her to play with them, okay? And she can do a job, but she needs to be brought into play. She won't just go and play. So I used to make all of them play so that वो लोग इसको खिला लें. So then I had some games. I said चलो तुम लोगों को भी मैं खिला. But now I feel they just run about. And I feel so angry.
I also used to try it initially, but then they labeled him as पागल. ये पागल के साथ तो कोई नहीं बात करेगा. And then my daughter got very angry. Forget it. I will play with my brother. No need of anybody else.
This word pagal, I just want to really tell you all that this pagal word is used by in a very layman, in a very cliche way. Like the other day I was at the barber, the mother I think 4-5 times called her kids pagal. Pagal ye kar. I mean it's like when they say to our kids, they probably don't even know that he's different from them.
And they don't intend to really
judge.
Even I at home with my elder son again, पागल से बैठे रहते हो पूरा दिन. You don't realize. He thinks it's पागल बोला. I know everybody's pagal. You are pagal. You are pagal. You are open में भी are pagal. It's true ना.
So nicely put in our own way we are all pagal.
We all very weird, no?
Yeah. Like with me, more than I guess the autism, what happened with Shaur is the asymmetry of his face, So like every time I would go to any doctor, autism were, more than autism, it was like they were all focused into MRIs and CT scans and sutures. So even now, though for me, thing, he seems quite normal. He's heterotic, so used to it, even the family members. But still, even right from the barber to everybody, it's like, कुछ problem है क्या? ठीक है. The other day, one kid asked me, Auntie, ये जल गया था क्या? And I was like amazed by the observation of the kid. Initially, it used to feel sad, you know, कि why are they all focused? But I know कि when they ask, when especially the kids ask, they don't mean to hurt me or shoulder.
Just
It's
curious.
just that curiosity. Yeah. So anger is expected and is required to release the tension. So it is natural to be angry. If anyone you're not angry is not normal, please let me know. Okay, next.
You want to label?
Yeah. Okay, denial, like you talked about. Yeah, we don't want to hear the diagnosis. We want to question the doctors. We want to question everybody who wants to give us the dose. Like we have a lot of short discussions on our group about the therapies or cure of autism. So yes, like a lot of us who were at the initial stages, we are in a state of denial. But at the same time, I would just like to also on behalf of all those parents probably express that sometimes they have faith, okay, and when personally, at least me, okay, when I try to approach myself to them, when I see a lot of these parents who want to believe that there is a cure of autism, I don't like to really question the faith that they have. It's okay to give facts, but we need to understand that that point of time every parent is clinging on something, you know. So yeah. You want to talk something Purva about that?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
next. Okay, so do not alienate helpful feedback. Okay, so you might be in a state of denial, you don't want to hear advice, but every information, and that's the beautiful thing about our support group. Okay, all of us shared a lot of information which is very, very important, especially at the initial stages. Calm down and consider what everyone has to say. Next. Loneliness, yeah. So the next stage which happens in grief is a state of loneliness. You feel, you don't know many parents whose kids are diagnosed, right? So you feel you are the only one going through this journey. Why me? You are lonely. You feel probably you don't want to really talk to your friends because they have typical children, and you know. And also there's a lot of this embarrassment, or you know, you have this thing. Okay, how will they view my child now? So yeah. So but actually, when you go through this whole diagnosis, like in my case, when Shaurya was diagnosed, Prasad was in US and I was alone and I had not told him the diagnosis, just thinking that I didn't want to stress him there, you know, which was again, I was very wrong, because I remember when he came down to India and I told him that Prasad, Shaurya has autism. He started laughing and he's like, if you take me to Dr. Nandita, probably even she'll diagnose me. You know, things have not changed from him even then and even now. But what really helped me was all my friends. A lot of my friends were speech therapists and physios, and you know, they all gave me a lot of information and a lot of support as friends. So acceptance. Now we come to acceptance in the whole process. It doesn't mean resignation. Now here, this is Banana's slide, because that day when Banana was talking about acceptance, I knew what you were trying to explain to the mother. Basically, it's when you accept the diagnosis, it doesn't mean that, you know, like now you're not going to do anything with your child, right? You're still going to work very hard with your child, but it's just that you're not fighting out, you know, you're not fighting out the whole. I mean, they say that it's very different to accept the diagnosis of autism, and it is again very different to accept autism as a part of your everyday life, to see your child going through the whole stemming, okay, to the stereotype behavior, to the outbursts, to the tantrums. It's different. Both these things are different. So after the whole process of grief, I guess all of us go through
Resign.
this level of acceptance. Next slide.
And I think we all just come to peace, you know,
Yes.
when you have reached that stage, you're at peace.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I think it's, you know, it is a process. That first 1 year is bad for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's just you grow and you grow
Yeah.
into that
Yeah,
acceptance.
absolutely. And like what Ash said, that, you know, I mean, I told Ash that this is not something which probably, like, you know, like seasoned parents like you all, a lot of y'all probably need this. But she said that all of us, however senior we are, including me, we do go to. Yeah. Would you like to speak something here?
No, I don't.
Okay. So, yeah. So basically, all of us need to remind ourselves to accept our kid as he is. Like even I feel so many times I might be harsh. Like I was taking homework yesterday, and our kids tell you that, because I was taking homework and I was asking him to write, and he, after a while I said, okay, a break. So he said, "Aaj nako, pudya." He says, "Duh, pudya." So I said, yeah, I really pity. I said, "Ki तुला कोणच तुझी दया नाही करत ना, शौर्य. Nobody pities you ना, because for them writing is like torture."
Yes.
So he said to me immediately, "पप्पा करतात ना माझी दया." So because papas never take the homework. Right. Next. So yeah, this is the Khalil Gibran thing which I was referring to. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters. Would Suman like to read it for
Yeah,
us?
sure.
Yeah, please.
Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their soul dwells in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. This I read it in Dr. Dinaz Varia's clinic. She also had it.
Yeah, isn't it true?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what exactly I was trying to say, that the dreams that you
Yeah.
own, that you have for your children. Next. Yeah, I think I've already talked about this.
Finish this.
Yeah. Okay, this is another poem which I came across on the net. Smita, would you please read it out for us?
Yeah. Do you wonder what I think, or if I really feel? Do you wonder who I'll be, or if I'll ever heal? Do you wonder if I love you, or if my life has meaning? Do you wonder if I know you as another human being? I wish I could answer all your questions in a way you would understand, but all I have is mixed up pieces that don't fit any plan. All I ask is that you love me, even though blind faith is hard. One day you will have the answers, it will be your great reward.
Yeah?
Very good.
And it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
though a lot of our children don't still communicate, still it's not that they don't have feelings, they don't have thoughts. You know, a lot of books written, or this Tito
Upadhyay.
yeah, a lot of kids that we know that they had amazing thoughts. It's just that because of the condition they're not able to reach out to us. But your kids, though they don't say mama, though they don't say I love you, they do love you.
Yeah.
And they do know that you are the mama.
Yeah.
Next slide. Okay, so yeah, as I already said, acceptance of your child diagnosis is different than accepting autism as a part of your life every day. Next. It transforms you who you are, isn't it?
Yeah, Purva said it
Yeah.
about me.
Yeah.
Right? You are no more the same person. You are grown, you have a vision in life, you have a passion, and the way you look at things, you probably become more positive than what you were. I mean, all of us came from different backgrounds. Banker, someone CA, IT, but still now we are a different person altogether. So embrace the diagnosis, embrace autism rather than resisting autism. Like all of us, I don't need to really more talk about it, rather than really saying that I want my child to get out of autism.
Yeah.
Embrace it. It is okay to be different. Like Temple Grandin in one of her, phrases said that if world had to be just like you neurotypical people, then you all have been just left in the caves, not doing anything.
Dancing around the
Dancing
bonfire.
around the
Socializing.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Socializing around the bonfire. That's its Stone Age. If it weren't for our kids who had a out of box thinking
Yes.
differently.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
But I just want to say one thing.
Yeah,
You
sure.
all speak about Temple Grandins
Yeah.
and Mozarts and everything.
Yeah.
See, when we have neurotypical kids, we don't aspire them becoming Lata Mangeshkar,
Yes.
becoming C.V.
Yeah.
Raman,
I know
becoming
the
this
problem.
big scientist.
Yeah.
So I just expect that, with our kids also, we should not
Yes,
do that.
totally.
All of them will not end up becoming, if they have it in them, they will.
Yeah.
If they don't, just let them be.
When
Just shared my
read about
feelings. That's what I wanted to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
start reading about
Yeah.
Savant syndrome.
Yes.
You feel that is one hope.
Yeah.
My child will be different, will be a mathematician.
Yeah.
And you know why? You still are in denial.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
want something for you to feel better.
Better.
Little better. That hope is not lost.
And when Smita, for you especially, I still hang on to that. Let's see if he can read something. Let's see if he's a sight reader. Let's see if he is this. But that's not all. And when we say accept the diagnosis, doesn't mean you're accepting some bad thing. Okay, you're just accepting that a child is a child. That's it. And then you go on.
And for me, I feel it has helped me to become a much better parent for my other one.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever has another kid would realize that parenting an autism kid makes you a better parent for the other kid. Because
You're more sensitive to their
more sensitive to
I
their
understand.
needs. And more, I think, open about them, exploring things, making mess, and not getting into that rat race who had to run for this extra class or some bullshit which keeps going on all over the place. And so I think it's wonderful being a parent of a kid who has autism. Seriously.
No, really thanks to both of you, because this is a very, very important point, and I guess you were one of the things which you were also trying to express is that, right? When you're talking that even the topic came when we had this kids scoring in 70 and 90s and all that. I mean, I was thinking about the same thing that, imagine you are a parent of just a neurotypical kid. I mean, even they don't score. I mean, why? Why do you?
Even I didn't score. We didn't score. I mean, most of us don't have average to that.
If they score well and good, but it's okay if they don't. So learn to how to identify a time to persist and a time to accept. So acceptance doesn't mean that you live out and you just sit at home doing nothing. But also it's very important to be happy with what you see, the changes that you see in your children. Don't be greedy. It is a choice. Choose to live with it instead of resisting. Okay, it's a choice that you've got in life. Let's embrace it. Let's live with the whole thing. Help you to cope with unpredictable things in life. I feel now when I really reflect back and what worries I had in my life, they seem very, very big now.
I was such a fixated doctor. This patient has to deliver by so and so time. I did not have patience. Okay, chalo, kyun nahi ho rahi? I used to get frustrated. Something is a problem, And now I'm like, patience, and patience. It's okay. It's okay if she doesn't deliver. It's okay. Things are not going to go out of my hand if she doesn't, or that type A personality thing, that ambition and all that. It's all right. It's
absolutely.
Of the past.
No, they questioned in me in office why you were rejecting promotions year after year. I know what are my priorities, so please don't question me on that. Please accept. I still have to accept one point. Like I still have an ambition that I'll put him in a school with a shadow teacher. That is one thing that it is not happening, and I still think I am pursuing a little bit harder, and I should not do. I should accept that if he goes to a special school, but still I am not accepting it within myself.
No, but that's what Sam said about that little flame you're holding on to, right? It is not you holding on to the flame. It's okay.
It's not working towards you. And it's all about choices. To be very frank, okay, and I'm telling it very genuinely, if I have a choice of a special school in my area where my child gets the teaching which equals the skills that he learns. Okay, the reason I'm not putting him there around wherever schools are around my area, one of the reason being because I know probably what he is going to do all the time is just put the beads and everything. There won't be really a skill based, or there won't be a lot of exposure even to social situations. Okay, mind me, keeping a shadow in a regular school and going to the whole thing is also a task.
Look at Namita planning herself.
We'll have a school, we'll have a single topic next.
Very touchy, huh?
Don't focus on the chronological age as much as on the development. This is so, please don't, let's not compare, by 6 years, this communication, this moral skills, no. We are going to be depressed if you really look at it.
Kids are happy, they're always going to be young in age.
Keep growing and still be, look at Smita, right? No, on a serious note, even neurotypical kids, see, these are just the norms which you have. Even the neurotypical kids have fine motor issues, or they all are not exactly on the, so it is really okay. So meet your child, there at his level and you have to take it to the next one. It's not that you have to whisk away your child from the pediatrician.